What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
But it's like he just had 80% of them homicide victims in Milwaukee are black. I just looked at the most recent statistics. I think it's close to 95%.
Oh, my God.
So it's like there's something really crazy happening. And until we're comfortable looking at it in the mirror and saying what's going on and coming up with real solutions rather than just putting our pronouns in our emails.
That's right.
We're going to be in the same position, if not worse, years to come.
It feels like there's an incentive for teams. We talk about this with different guests on the podcast all the time. It always comes up. But, you know, the profit is in the disparity of opinions. It's not in people having common ground because, you know, when people watch the news, they don't watch the news when everything's good outside. They watch the news when everything's to shit because like, oh, my God, what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. Negativity sells. It's like, I think, what was the line? There's an old show, The Newsroom. Aaron Sorkin wrote it. Is it? Yeah, Aaron Sorkin wrote it. But he called it like tragedy porn or something like that. And that's exactly what it is. And so, you know, you have two sides where it may be on one end, you have some legitimate videos of like a cop doing something horrible to someone who may be black in that case. And yeah, like you said, they should be prosecuted the whole bit and we should give it attention. Yeah. On the other end, we have maybe like an epidemic of homicides that could be occurring in place X or place Y, and that should be given the same attention. But the media sells on the old like Stalin quote of the tragedy of one death over the statistic of many.
Mm-hmm. I think part of it though is like the injustice of being killed by a cop is so much worse than like a street dude killing a street dude because it's like, wait, you're the ones we're supposed to trust. You're the ones that are supposed to actually help justice. So when you do it, it's like 100 times worse than when some other guy does it. So like part of me does understand, and there still are cases that I can't believe the cop never got in trouble. Like in New York, I believe it was the guy that got choked to death, Eric Garner, for selling cigarettes.
That was so bad.
He was selling cigarettes, and the cops killed him, and nothing happened to any of the cops. So I think, especially in the black community, it's like you look at time after time after time where these high-profile cases, and nothing happens to the cops, and it's just like, well, what the hell? I thought I was an American too.
Yeah. You also have a pendulum too.
Yeah.
Right? So you go... You know, you get a Giuliani Bloomberg, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to move to de Blasio after that. Mm-hmm. And then the pendulum will swing back and forth. So you can never really get it like right here where there's a good balance. It always swings hard one way or the other because when it's swinging one way, that creates people more pissed off. That's why whenever there's a president of, you know, Democrat or Republican in office, the other side gets the most noise because they're not in power and they get the leverage to be like, fuck the man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That always happens. You look at every president since whatever. Like you can go all the way back to Eisenhower and, you know, it's mostly like this. Sometimes you get an extra 4 years on one side, but that's it.
The thing that's really confusing is, let's say that we were, you know, in an office environment. We had a few other guys in the room. If there was a mutual project we were working on, we'd have a round table, we'd have ideas, we'd have a whiteboard, we'd think about it, and we'd all come to a conclusion that helps the team. But for some reason in politics right now, they act like they literally are not part of the same goals when they should be. And it's so weird to see, like, you see it every time at the State of the Union address. Like when the Republican says something cool, all the Republicans stand up and do this shit. And it's like, it looks so stupid. Yeah. And if you're a Republican, you can never clap when the Democrat says something that you actually agree with. Those... We gotta like wipe the board off and start drawing again because it's like it's just frustrating to see.
But don't you think as human beings throughout our history we're drawn to tribes?
Of course, but why can't we be tribe America versus tribe like internal division of America?
So, my friend Andy Bustamante, who's been on this show a few times, did you ever have access to, let's say, government secrets that were so big that humanity could never find out about it?
Humanity is too big of a word. So I would say I have absolutely had access to secrets that would impact how the American public would respond.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning the roles that I filled, the operations that I participated in, were operations that were relevant and impactful to Americans. They were relevant and impactful to other countries as well, but never humanity as a whole.
Allegedly a former CIA spook, but
supposedly, I mean, we'll see the documents if they come out,
But he had a line in episode 107 with me that is one of those that rings in my head to this day at all times, and it's not something he wants. He's just stating what he views as a fact, and I hate the fact that he might be right. He was talking about how we need an enemy. He said we need an enemy to unite around as a country. And if you look at history of empires, countries, whatever you want to say, that is a common thing. When there's not something on the outside that people are afraid of, they have to turn inward on each other. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.